this, and then that's gonna post, and then I'm gonna back out, and then we're gonna do this, and then that's gonna post. And then I'm gonna exit out of that, and we're gonna quit. Then we're gonna go over here, and then don't switch, and we're gonna hit boom, and then I'm gonna bring this up to here so I can see if anybody messages me. All right, we are live, doing something that I meant to do last night. I got a little sidetracked. That's just kind of how life works sometimes. You just get a little sidetracked. But we're here. We're clear. And we got a lot of mental issues. But we're here. So I'm just going to be streaming to get a specific ending that I did not get last time, Tuesday night, or Wednesday night rather, and I was supposed to go through and get this ending and probably another one, last night, but that didn't work out. I ended up playing Celeste for like 2 hours, but that's okay. That's okay. We're here now. We're always queer. But we're live. We are live. I tweeted it all out in the usual places. And now we're gonna play some 999. And I'm gonna voice act the characters. Yay. Alright, I'm gonna skip though. Cause tell Clover we need to leave. Let's get out of here. We've got the key. Let's use it. That cool with you? Yeah. Then it's time to go. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Just forget everything I told you, okay? Don't worry about it. Really, I mean it. Alright. Thank you. Alright. Damn, the hell took you guys so long? I'm playing doctor in there or something? Maybe. Jealous? Alright, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool? You don't need to keep asking. Just do it, alright? Alright, there is a skip option, so I think I'm good to... Wait. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to redo that. So I locked something. So we're gonna go here now. I don't know where we have to go in order to... I'm gonna go here. No, I'm gonna go here. And see what happens? Oh, okay, it'll let me skip. Huh? Yeah, it's okay. Okay. I wonder. What the hell? Come on, we gotta hurry. Huh? Clover, what's that on your back? A stick? Hey, Clover, what the hell's that thing on your back? Is she ignoring me? For crying out loud. Alright, let's see what happens. The big stairs. So this is where it ends up. Alright, can we skip now? Yeah, okay. We're just doing whatever we gotta do. Oh, this is new. This is... Okay, so something new is gonna happen. Jumpy, Clover! What's up? We found it. Found what? We found it. What did you find? The last door. We found door 9. What? Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way. Okay. 7 turned and jogged off down the stairs. Well, if that's the case, wait for me. We should get going as well. The rest followed. Jumpy! We finally made it! The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each of them felt. Yeah, it's finally time. Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it. At least not yet. Still, if everyone said it was door 9, then it probably was. We've reached the end. He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of fear and anticipation. And he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one. But something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can enter through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means the best case scenario, there will be 2 of us have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way? Junpei looked over at the clock. Alright, I think I can skip now? No, I can't. Okay, we'll just keep doing it. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now. Hey, Junpei, the hell are you 2 doing? Hurry it up! Santa's voice jolted out of his reverie. Let's go, Jumpy! June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could. Yeah, Junpei followed. They were quiet for a while until... They had just reached C deck when Clover spoke. Hey, what about door 2? Everyone else stopped. They all turned to look at Clover. Seven spoke. What about door 2? Door 2 is the only one we haven't gone through, I mean. Yes, that is true. Are you guys okay with that? Not investigating it, I mean? So what? We found door 9. We don't need any of the other doors. What's the point? What's the point in going to door 9? We can't all go through it, right? Then we should do what we have to do before we go any further. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. The best way to finish it quickly is to do the border pieces first. You know? Or what, you think all 7 of us should go to door 9? And then we argue over who stays behind and who gets to go? Do we really want to do that again? Who knows? If we check out door number 2, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we can find a way to get all of us out. I don't know. What might be in there? We may not find anything, but don't you think it'd be better to at least have a look? I mean, am I wrong? Does that sound wrong to you guys? Yeah, you do have a point. The others nodded in agreement. The last time I checked the clock, it was 4:30. It's not like we've got a lot of time, but if we're quick about it, we might have time to take a look. You're right. Let's go take a look at door 2. They were back in front of the elevator. Nearby was the large hospital room. The elevator can take us down to door 2. Who shall go then? Let's see. Me, if I'm going. I'm going. Then June, 7, and I need to go with her. 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 7 equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2. Hey, why do you get to... I don't mind. We'd only waste time arguing over it. Jumpy, I'm okay too. See? Can we just go now? Ugh, fine. Alright, let's get going. I'll see you later. Okay, be careful. I know what's coming. They climbed into the elevator and Junpei listened to it creak and rattle its way to the bottom deck. Only Junpei, Ace, and Lotus were left. As the elevator rumbled out of spite, Ace spoke. Lotus, would you be so kind as to go with me? Go with you? I don't think people still talked that way outside of the 1950s. Well, I'm a mother. Would that be a problem for you? That wasn't what I meant to... I was hoping you would come with me. Seriously though, I was kidding. So, where was it you wanted to take me? There's something I wanted to show you. Hey man, what the hell? I'm not important enough? Well, it's not like that. Once I've shown Lotus, I'll show you. Really? Of course. Ace's smile was friendly. Fine, do whatever you want. Thanks, Junpei. Are you coming, Lotus? Fine. It doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. I might as well go see whatever it is you think is so important. Thank you. Well then, shall we go? Ace turned and began to walk. Lotus followed. They disappeared into the hallway on the left. Time seemed to drag as Junpei waited for the others to return. Jeez, they're so slow. What's keeping Ace and Lotus? Suddenly, the elevator opened. A single person stood there. Clover! I guess you're the first one back. It was only Clover inside. He didn't see the rest. She looked at Junpei, then slowly, purposely stepped out of the elevator. The door closed behind her. Where's everybody else? What happened? She didn't answer. Instead, her eyes swept the room and then settled on Junpei. Where are Ace and Lotus? Oh. Ace said he wanted to show Lotus something, so they went into that hallway. Junpei explained what had happened. Oh. Then they went over there? Her voice was small and timid. Yeah, I think so. He repeated his earlier question. So, where are June, Santa, and Seven? Why aren't they with you? You really want to know? There was something wrong with her smile. Yeah? Okay, sure. Here, let me show you. Clover pulled something out of her pocket and tossed it onto the floor at Junpei's feet. Huh? He looked down. On the floor in front of him were 3 metal rings. Bracelets? Oh my god! Holy shit! Junpei collapsed. No way, this has gotta be some joke! This can't be real! Junpei's body felt like rubber. His heart felt like a cold lump in his chest and his hands shook uncontrollably. Sweat poured down his face. The 3 bracelets on the floor before him. He could see the numbers on their faces. 3, 7, and 6. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from this ship. 2, your heart reaches 0. In other words, the only one the bracelet is taken outside... Once the bracelet is taken outside of the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. But why? Junpei's voice was flat and broken. Clover's response was cold. Revenge for my brother. He was forced into door 3 and murdered. You need at least 3 people to open a door. Who were the 2 that opened the door with him? It could only have been Santa and Seven. That's why I killed them. 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. But why? Why did you kill June? Because she tried to protect them. She was in my way. She had to die too. No, no. Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to wake himself from what had to be a dream. No, no. It couldn't be real. It just couldn't. Hey, Junpei. He felt Clover's hand on his shoulder. Her smile was wrong. Horribly wrong. Her face looked like a mask made from stretched human skin. The smile that parted her lips did not extend to her eyes. They were dead and empty. The girl in front of him was no longer the Clover he had known. Perhaps she was not even human. Let's go. Her hand reached out toward him. Let's get out of here. Let's leave this ship. What the hell are you talking about? To open a number door? Yes, I know. You need at least 3 people. But as long as we have this. Once again, Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. That's... It was another bracelet. Alright, my audio's clipping a little. I'm gonna, fix it real quick. Is my HDMI all the way in? Yes, it is. Get there proper. It's just a little wonky. It was another bracelet. Junpei could see the number on the face. Zero. The 0 bracelet. You've got something in your pocket. What is it? Oh, this is... See? You get it now? If we have the 0 bracelet, we can leave. You and I can open door 9 with just the 2 of us. 4 plus 5 plus 0 equals 9. See? Let's go. Come on, hurry up. She shoved out her hand again. Junpei looked up at Clover. She had the face of a demon, but there was something else. There was a holy light that surrounded her. She was both a fierce god and a benevolent goddess filled with love. Junpei. Her voice was soft. Her eyes weren't empty anymore. They were deep, so deep. Junpei could feel himself falling into them. He felt dizzy. There was something oddly bewitching about her. His mind was beginning to crack and his heart beginning to melt. Junpei! The hand she was offering him. It looked so soft, so inviting. Oh, Clover. Junpei reached out with his own trembling hand and closed it over hers. Yeah? Ah! Junpei writhed in agony. He shuddered and twitched, his body spasming as he went into shock. He screamed until his throat was torn and bloody. He then screamed more. His cry echoes across the room. Eventually, his movement slowed and then faded. There was no more strength left in Junpei. He could feel his body begin to go numb. He no longer felt pain. He no longer felt anything. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. The last remnants of his mind began to fade. Even as his vision faded to nothingness, he saw Clover. Thanks, Junpei. I'm just gonna borrow this, Kay. Her smile was cold. What was left of Junpei's consciousness mind drifted away. All that was left was a twisted, broken corpse. bad end. I think I get a trophy for that, actually. Yes! Yes, I got that trophy finally! Oh my gosh. I am one trophy away from platinum this game finally. Fuck yes. Okay. That was the axe ending. We're gonna save. Wow, it only took me 20 minutes to get that. I still have an hour and a half left. I guess we'll start working towards another ending then. So if that's the case... I don't want to just skip to this route just yet. Like, I can do it. Like, I can skip to it, and I can go and do whatever these endings are, I think. But I want to do... I want to go back and get to this route. I want to do this route. So we're going to go ahead and skip to going into the 8 door. Yeah, we're going to do door 8. I gotta go to novel mode. I think I'm gonna go with door 8. Okay, 8 it is. Yeah. Alright then, that means June's gotta go through 7. What? Why? What? Why's the audio so fucky today? So fucking weird. Yes, I'm cracking my neck. Configure. I don't know why it's acting so funky today. Just like reactivate. Sounds better, I guess. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's act funky on your end or if it's just my headphones though, so because my headphones were kind of acting funky before stream. I'm gonna turn off my headphones real quick and then turn them back on and see what happens. It sounds better. I guess. Okay, I think it sounds better. I think we can play. Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain. If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it. Plan A. Have 3, 5, and 8 go through 7. 4, 6, and 7 go through 8. Plan B. 4, 5, and 7 go through 7. And 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Plan C. 3, 6, and 7 go through 7. And 4, 5, and 8 get 8. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now? As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes. Oh no. You're saying we aren't going to see each other again for a long time? Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the six of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile. Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never going to see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into door 4 and 5, remember? We gotta split up to 2, then 2, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that. You mean they're connected somewhere? Yeah, probably. Probably? She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected. I'm sure they're not gonna connect somewhere. Why? What makes you think so? If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right there. Zero's been on top of his shit so far, I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the door 9. June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again, I promise. June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod. Yeah, promise? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment. Ugh, you guys done yet? He stretched and continued. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover? Clover looked away and was silent for a moment. Whatever. It was more of a dismissal than an agreement. But Santa didn't seem to care. Hi, Twixie. Twix is for kids. Nesso. And you're not really late. Haven't done much. I'm just, going through the motions, doing new content, sort of. I got a trophy that I had been missing from my first playthrough several years ago. Alright. Ready to go then? Let's move. At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked towards door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Yeah. Oh wait, I read that wrong. Yeah. Okay. Then shall we go? I feel like I am just voicing a bunch of different fucking demons in my brain, and I'm just a fucking... This whole premise of me voicing every fucking character feels so fucking, crazy. Because I have to come up with several different distinct voices for every character. I have to be able to use them consistently and be able to stream and for long periods of time using those voices. And then I have to be able to jump between them at a moment's notice before I just go ahead and, not have to use some of them for a while. And then they just come out of nowhere again and I have to use them all. And then I proceed to play the game. And sometimes I just narrate in my normal voice. And sometimes I have to be Santa. My voice, I have to throw my voice in so many different fucking ways for this. It's not like Danganronpa where I was half the cast. In this, I am literally all the cast. I kind of wish I had a little video intro, like you made before, where it was like Danganronpa 2 featuring Alexa's Blood Rain as literally everyone. Anyways, back to the story. It's open. A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Okay. Harry. Lotus and... Okay, so let me explain the naming things, right? So they all have numbered bracelets, right? And they're all using code names. So Ace has the 1 bracelet, so he's Ace. There is Snake, which we're not seeing right now because he's not around. Snake is 2 for Snake Eyes and Dice. 3 is Santa because the Japanese, I guess the Japanese word for 3 is San or San. So he's Santa because of his white hair. Clover is 4 for the 4-leaf clover. Junpei is Junpei, and he's 5, but that's only because his name was revealed by June, who is 6. And so everybody already learned his name before the code names were even a thing. So, like, 7 is 7, 8 is Lotus, and 9, well, we didn't give him a nickname because he killed himself. But, well, he didn't do it. He was tricked into going into a door alone, and then he blew up anyways. So, although he wouldn't have been able to progress through the story, even if he didn't die right there, because he can't progress into a door's room alone. So, like, he would have gotten stuck anyway. So it was just a way to get rid of him as a character. I gave him a really goofy voice, and I thought that was hilarious. But 1 tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 the next day, 2 the next day, 1 in the morning. Okay, I haven't enough meds to last me today. So his name is Santa just because that's the code name he chose for himself. It's all based off of the naming scheme for the code names they chose based off their numbers. Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. Junpei stood there, June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked towards him. Their eyes met. June! Jumpy! They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds. What the hell are you doing? Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered doors slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep. 81 seconds. Hurry! Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead. Gah! Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. Boop. And the detonator's done. Whew, it stopped. With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof, and perhaps pointless. She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity. What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys. Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl. Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake. Too late now. I better catch up to them. After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed. It's a dead end. The hallway made a number of turns before at least coming to a dead end. There's a door left through. On the left, though. For a few moments, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Above the door, the plate was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it. A laboratory, huh? That doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place. Me either, but there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices. Junpei. Huh? Please, you first. Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect. Gah, fine. Junpei muttered to himself and pushed the iron door open. His first steps inside were tentative, but as he examined the room, it became clear there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see the other side of the division. You know, I think the window looks into another room. Maybe it's for monitoring something? Junpei walked to the window and looked through. What the hell? He wasn't sure what else to say. In the center of a room shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table. That looks so creepy. Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him. It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery. This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on. Oh, it's creepy either way. You don't think that thing is going to suddenly sit up or something, do you? Well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know. Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying. She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white. Wait, where's Clover? She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of a calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad. What is she? There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her as kindly as he could and spoke. Are you okay? Clover looked away. What are you talking about? What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet. What? I can't be quiet if I want to? Well, I mean, of course you can. Okay then, if I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay? Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together. Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment, then suddenly, Junpei, you just don't get it. Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backwards a few steps alarmed. My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind. Something happened to him. Something bad. Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus jolted from her mannequins. Nightmares by Clover's voice turned toward them. What happened? Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei. Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone. Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away. Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is... I told you to leave me alone. He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made way for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway. Lotus! Clover! Watch out above you! And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis sealing Clover in. What the heck? What's going on here? Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could. Hang on, I'll get it open. For crying out, you'll never do it on your own. Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled together as hard as they could, but... Damn it, it's not moving. Wait, are you just gonna give up just like that? No, I'm not giving up. This has gotta be another one of Zero's puzzles. If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it. Junpei nodded. So what was I thinking? Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there. Oh, yes, I'm on it. Seek! A way out. Escape room, baby! Alright, let's go. Junpei, do something, please. Okay, that's not gonna help. A window made of really thick glass. I don't even think a bullet could break it. A silver handrail? I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen lying over there. I think someone probably used to make the table black. Well, if they only used the pen on one part of it, there's probably something underneath all that pen. Do you think you can erase it? Yeah, sure. Oh, this is a permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from a permanent marker? Erase ink from a permanent marker, huh? Give me just a minute, Clover. I'll be right back. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. I wonder what this is. This thing here looks like a voltmeter. And this is the control for that. Gosh, there's so many dials. Why don't you try turning one of them on? No, nothing. There's no power here, guys. I turned the dial a whole bunch, but even if I turn all the switches on, nothing happens. I wonder what they washed here. There are these weird colored stains all over the sink. This looks like the control for an electronic door lock. There's a red light on the display. That means it's locked. If we can get that light to turn green, maybe we can get Clover back. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of these. Well, I can say for sure that I do know how to use at least one of these things. Which one? The one on top. It's a power cable. The power cable, huh? I'll take that. 3-prong power cable. A stand for various pieces of equipment. Some of them might be useful. This is a keyhole. This looks like a keyhole for the activation key. I think this thing's supposed to power that machine in the other room. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that. I wonder how they were supposed to turn it on. This is a really old type of keyboard. Alright, switch. There are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Well, why don't you move one? Alright, I'll give it a try. Nope. Doesn't look like anything's happened. Computer. The mouse. The keyboard. The monitor doesn't have a power cable. So one end of this cable needs to be connected to a monitor. And the other needs to plug in under the desk. Alright, let's just slip you in. Huh? Oh shoot, I can't use this. What's wrong? This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not gonna fit, is what I'm saying. In other words, we're gonna need a plug to change the power cable to one with 2 prongs. That's right. There's something in here. Ethanol. I wonder if it's antisepsis. It says anhydrous ethanol. Anhydrous? Is that different from the regular ethanol? Come on, that's common knowledge. Anhydrous ethanol is a powerful cleaner. It can erase marks left by a permanent marker. Well, I guess that's all there is. They're cardboard boxes. There's some papers and stuff in them. What's in the boxes? They look quite full. As far as I can tell, it's a bunch of notes about some kind of experiments. It's all really technical and stuff. I don't really get it. Alright, Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. What am I gonna wipe with? Oh, well, your clothes, of course. Ha! Kidding. Please don't look at me like that. You're scaring me. Clover, can you use the cloth on the table? Use, huh? Soak it in ethanol, then use it to wash all the stuff from the permanent marker, okay? Right, okay. So I gotta soak the cloth with ethanol. Well, she's got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work on that stuff on the table. Soak the cloth in ethanol and... Junpei, it's working. It's wiping the permanent ink with it off. Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing under all the permanent ink. What's the deal with the drawing Clover found? Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table. I wonder what this is. There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. I can't see it from here. Clover, you've got a pen and notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down and hand them to me through the bars? Okay, Roger. Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paperwork number on it acquired. What are the numbers? Clover's note. The note Clover copied from the standing laboratory. It has 3 numbers written in 9 separate cells. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be interesting. I don't know what that's gonna use just yet. Oh! A whole bunch of steel lockers. The 9 on the right all have little red lights on them. Red lights, huh? We can't hurt to give these babies a try. Yep, just as I thought, locked tight, all 9 of them. I wonder if there's anything important in there. Well, I guess that's all there is. I wonder what this cable's connected to. Okay, one side of this thing is in the room with us. The other side extends into the laboratory where Clover is. In other words, the console in front of us is connected to the device in the laboratory. I wonder... Clock? The hands on the clock have stopped moving. The clock may stop, but time goes on. No time to screw around. We need to figure a way out of here. Hey, Clover. How are the power cables over there? Huh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Probably? Oh, wow. You're guessing it's magic square. The lines include diagonals are meant to all add to the same number. I don't remember how to solve these rooms, but they've been pretty easy. But I'm sure I will figure out if that is the case. It's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? That's it. Okay, can you unplug that cable and bring it over here? Okay, but... What? Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Damn, that's no good then. Well, how about just the plug? What? The plug? The plug, well, maybe more like a connector. It's a sort of thing that makes the plug with the 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? Not useless. Not useless at all. That's just what we were looking for. Okay. Can you hold on for a little bit? And back down she goes. Alright, unplugged. I'll hand it to you. I'll hand it to you over at the bars, okay? Crypt said hi. Well, tell Crypt I said aloha. Or howdy, or whatever the cool kids say these days. Here you go, the 2-prong plug. Thanks. Alright, combine these 2. Okay, put the 2-prong plug into the head of this power cable. 2-prong power cable. It fits perfectly. This should be just what we need. Okay, let's go back over here. Alright, I've got the 2-prong power cable in my hand. I'm pretty sure this will work. Under the desk I go. And let's just plug this thing into the monitor. Alright, that ought to do it. None of them knowing what a grounder is. They didn't claim to be smart. I don't think anything's going to happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Junpei pushed the button in front of the monitor. Oh, that worked. With a soft hum, it turned on. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen. What? He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this? Huh? It's running on its own? It certainly looks like it. Isn't that kind of weird? What? Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So why is it working? Maybe it's a wireless display. Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus. A wireless display? Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei? He most certainly had not, but is that normal? Yes, at least where I worked. Oh, it stopped. Pass with a colon? It looks like we need to enter a password. Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere. Could you go take a look? Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do? I'll see if I can do something about this on my own. On your own? Yep, on my own. Lotus? Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself onto it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left and right. Alright, let's kick some ass. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at incredible speed, the click-clack of the keys running together like a machine gun fire. What? Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words. Didn't expect that, did you? Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast I can't even see your fingers. Lotus grinned, pleased with herself. Well, at any rate, you're pretty amazing. Did you fall for me again? Whoa, what do you mean, again? I'm not into you. I know. Don't be so stubborn, shy boy. I'm not being stubborn, I'm not shy, and I'm not a boy. I'm a young, healthy, 21-year-old man. I'm not gonna fall for an old lady like you. Seriously? Suddenly, the guttural roar of a furious animal filled the room. Or so Junpei thought, for just a moment. Lotus's hand suddenly stopped and her shoulders stiffened. Old lady? Did you just say old lady? Well, crap, Junpei had thought. I went too far. It was a nice life while it lasted. I've had enough of you. Go somewhere else. You're bothering me. What? Go see if you can find a password hint or something. I guess I'll try and open this from here. You're distracting me. Go, now. Lotus waved her hand in the universal gesture of dismissal. Junpei was clearly not wanted. Fine, I guess I'll go. Junpei, you don't make a woman feel old. I don't like being made to feel old, and I'm not that old. Time to cut my losses, Junpei thought, and left as quietly and inoffensively as he could. Junpei wandered around the room for a while, looking for anything that might help find the password for the computer. Unfortunately, nothing. No clues whatsoever. Clover didn't find anything useful in the laboratory either. Damn, looks like we hit a dead end this time. But just as he was about to tell Lotus that his search had returned, nothing. Alright. Bullseye. Junpei, I did it. Exciting cheering erupted from near the monitor. What? He hurried back to find Lotus rather smug. Let me see. She gestured for him to look at the screen, and he did. The strange text from before was gone. In its place was something entirely different. 9 squares arranged in a 3x3. What is that? I don't have any idea. It showed up after I cracked the password. You think it's a puzzle? It certainly looks like one. As she spoke, Lotus stood up. Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff? I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See, the keyboard? Nothing. So there's nothing more I can do? Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei. What? Let me take a break, alright? I did my part. Oh, well, he wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have been run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself. I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus. No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank people. Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else. Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. Alright, okay. Hell yeah! That was easy, because I remembered the stuff on the thing. Alright, I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, I did. Like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Alright. Ooh! Look, Junpei, the lights on the lockers are green. And we must have unlocked it with the computer puzzle. Keys. There's more than one key in here. This one is small and looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches a keyhole in the door on the A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, Earth key. I'll tuck you away deep in my pocket. Now, as for the other key... It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover. Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute? He put the puzzles aside for the moment and walked over to Clover. What's up? Well, never mind. Hey, hold on a minute. What is... Sorry, just forget about it. It's nothing. Before he could say anything else, she spun around and ran back down the stairs. What the hell was that? After waiting a few minutes to see if she would return, Junpei shook his head and went back to searching. Over here. This key. The shape is correct. Alright, I'm turning it on. Okay, the monitor is on now, and it's full of letters. It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of normal subject behavior. Okay. Typing on this keyboard isn't doing squat. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under this table. Junpei, this thing in here is on now. Yeah, that's because we activated the power on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay. Yeah. I'll turn this dial here and turn, turn, turn. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. Maybe if you increase the voltage. Roger. Will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage. Max voltage? Hey! Wait, Clover! Ah, shit. Wait, what? I think, Oh my god. The mannequin's head. Oh, that sounds like a fire alarm. What the hell? Fire detected. Fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. The mannequin's head is on fire. It looks kind of funny, but this is no laughing matter. If I don't do something, Clover will. The monitor looks like it was almost melted by the heat from the monitor. Junpei, it's so hot in here. Help me. Junpei, it's so hot in here. Help me. Hey, Junpei, do something. This is your fault. My fault? Is it? Junpei, it's so hot in here. I have to save Clover. The control and the dice for the alert. The green light is on. Junpei, look at the light. Yes, it's green. The emergency system is activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Junpei, come on, kid, jump. She's safe. Oh man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now we need to get the hell out of here. The fire's not going to stay in that room forever. Found a way out. You found it! Alright. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door behind him. Thank God we got out of there. Yeah, finally. Yeah. All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Phew! Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clear air with each one. He could feel his body begin to calm down. Alright, let's go. Okay. The hallway, they nodded to each other and started down the hallway. Before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked. Damn, none of these open. They're all locked. How about that one? The final door sat in a corner of the hallway. Let's hope this door is the door with the prize. Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to Jumpy! Huh? He spun around. There at the other end of the hall, Junpei saw human figures running towards him. 3 of them. June? Santa! 7! They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air. Hey! What are you guys doing here? What? But we didn't... Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Hey, guys, could you come take a look at this? She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found. Hey, on the wall. A map of the ship's interior. It says sea deck. So it's the map for this floor, then. Can I skip? No, I can't. Door 7 and door 8. Yup, they both eventually end up at this hallway. In fact, yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the Nonary game works. Junpei looked up at the map of the ship's interior again. Wait a sec. This leads to... As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness. Oh! You've gotta be kidding me. One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. We may as well go. Yeah. Junpei and... As they all moved back towards the door, Junpei had only a moment ago been ready to open. Oops, almost forgot. We should keep this. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. And the 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Wait. Wasn't I supposed to learn about prognosis in that room, though? Or is that another room? I don't fucking remember. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5. Ready? I'm gonna open it. They nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were. I knew it. They were just where the map had said they would be. We're back. In the hospital room. Hey! Okay. The key. Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key we found in the operating room. Here. Seven tossed something small and metallic towards Junpei. Whoa. Ha! Nice catch! Jeez. He caught it and found that the object was a key. I see, so this is Jupiter. On it, someone had engraved a symbol very similar to the number 4. He looked over at June, who nodded back. It had to be the Jupiter symbol. I'm gonna let you hold on to it, alright? Yeah, on it. Junpei tucked the new key into his pocket. How many unused keys do we have now? There's the Earth key we found in the laboratory. The Saturn key we found in the kitchen. And the Jupiter key you just gave me. Junpei tucked the new keys in his pocket. June spoke up. Alright, we're back to being able to skip again. Woo! Of course there's a reason. Yeah, I'm just letting it skip because I've already seen all this dialogue. So we're skipping ahead to new stuff. Being locked up alone with the boy? After a little thought, Junpei thought she had to be nervous about being locked up in such a small space alone with the boy. Well, we will be here all alone in here. In a way, it was kind of cute. Very demure, you could say, he thought. Still, even though it wasn't exactly roomy in the elevator, they weren't going to be pressed up against one another. At the very least, they didn't have to be. Still, it was making her nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think how innocent she was. Jumpy? Oh, nothing. It's not important. Come on, let's go. Again, he stepped towards the elevator. And again, he felt himself restrained. I said, wait a minute. Why? Aren't you afraid, Jumpy? Afraid of what? Well, I've never, you know. It's her first time? She'd never been in an elevator with a man alone before. Even so, she still seemed awfully alarmed. I might get wet. What? Down there, I'd get soaking wet. Well, I mean, of course you would. That's the way it works. I mean, I never heard of anybody getting soaking wet before. Somewhere else. That's true. You don't mind? Mind what? Getting wet? Well, I don't know. I think I probably, you know, like it. Gosh, Jumpy, you're so brave. Really? I mean, I kind of think any guy would do the same thing, you know? What happens? Happens, right? If you get the chance, you just gotta go for it. That's what a man's supposed to do, I guess. You're so cool, Jumpy. I really admire you. Huh. That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you ought to admire someone for. I'm really scared. Yeah. I mean, like you said, you've never done it before. Yes. So I don't think I'll be able to last very long. And then, it'll be over. Over? Yeah, I'll go to heaven. Heaven? It feels kind of like you're floating in space and your mind gets all fuzzy like when you pass out. At least, that's what I've heard from other people who have experienced it. Ah, yes, I've heard that too. Although I don't think the same thing happens to guys. What? Huh? But it would happen to men too, wouldn't it? It would happen to anyone. Once it gets into your body, the same thing happens to everyone. Well, I mean, usually it doesn't go inside the man. I mean, generally. Yeah, it does. Well, eventually it will, but it's not like you really have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it eventually. What are you trying to do to me? Nothing. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just saying that's what happens. It's a psychological reaction to what you're experiencing. Is that so? Then it's only natural, isn't it? Is that what's natural for living beings? Perhaps he'd been mistaking all these years. Had he misunderstood life so gravely? The thought terrified him. June seemed to be entirely oblivious to Junpei's mounting confusion and terror. I know most men probably have larger lungs, but even then, I don't think you could hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes. Eventually, you'd have to breathe, and then the water would get into your lungs. Once that happens, your body won't be able to get oxygen anymore. And you'll start to feel that floaty feeling as you pass out. Finally, Junpei understood. He understood what June was trying to say and why she was so scared. Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't last very long. See? She was afraid that the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course. Oh, Lord. Okay, now we're back to the fucking water stuff that I saw the other day. Oh, man. I didn't even know that was a thing. What a misunderstanding build-up. And the dialogue she's spouting just keeps getting worse for Junpei. We'd probably get really wet up there. Huh? At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can. Once we're done looking around here. Lotus and Santa might already be back. Alright, we keep skipping. Skip. To get to whatever happens next. Can I go back to... Okay, I'm in the flow. I want to skip ahead to... I want to skip ahead to here. Alright. Let's skip all here. Okay, so before... Last time I went through door 1. We're gonna go through door 6 this time. I want to go through door 6. Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. It read, Junpei door 6. Of course it did. He'd written it after all. That's a problem. June spoke barely above a whisper, but they all knew what she'd say. None of these teams will be able to go through the doors they want. Clover and I chose door 1. Lotus and I chose door 2. That's not enough people to open a numbered door. However, the digital routes don't match up either. We've got similar problems. June, Junpei, and I want to go through door 6, but our digital route is 5. If we're going to open that door, we need a 1. Damn. What are we going to do now? What are we going to do? Junpei crossed his arm and he did his best to pour thoughts in order. The others followed suit, but with little result. Eventually, Clover broke the silence. Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1 with me? Her face was cold and flat as her voice, but her logic was sound. Seven and Lotus looked at each other. 7 plus 8 plus 4 equals 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. 10 plus 0... 1 plus 0 equals 1. The first problem resolved, Ace spoke up. What about me? Isn't that obvious? Wasn't one of our teams just complaining they didn't have a 1? You mean I should join Santa's team? Yes. Clover nodded, her face still cold and motionless. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. Not one seemed ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable given the horrible situation in which she had found herself, but even so. I understand. I'll go through door 6 with it then. We do as Clover has suggested. We can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind. This seems to be the most reasonable solution. 3 plus 6 plus 5 plus 1 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 7. Lotus, what do you guys think? I don't have a problem with it. Me either. Alright then, we're good to go. Clover, see you later. What? Clover, don't move on your own. I'll be going too then. Yeah, be careful. We should get going as well. At last, Junpei and the other 6 had managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Clover, 7, and Lotus headed to A deck where door 1 was, near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. The ride to E deck was a silent one. This is E deck. There should be a door at the end of the hall. Alright, let's go. Santa's words jolted into action and they stepped out of the elevator. Before long, they arrived in front of door 6. There it is. You guys ready? Yeah. Then let's get to it. One by one, they put their palms over the red. With the soft electronic noise, it authenticated each of them. The door opened, and all at once, the 4 of them leapt through it. Hey, I found it! It's right here! Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they had entered through. They gathered around it quickly and hurriedly placed their palms on for authentication one by one. It stopped. Yeah, it stopped. The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up. What the fuck? Interesting. Yeah. Phew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that. I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing. You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation. Haha, I agree. With that, the doom and gloom from before was done and the mood turned somewhat lighter. Alright, let's go. With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door. This door looks heavy, but it's not locked. I'm opening it. He took hold of the bar that served as its doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. The accents of wood or tiles he'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous. Whoa, what the hell is this? Santa got out a few words before all stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps. This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling's pretty high too. Huh, could be 2 stories, maybe even more. This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship. Huh? What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle? June pointed to the massive building in the center. Kamaboko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description as any of it. Junpei and the others were standing on the scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. Catwalk, Junpei had thought, although that didn't seem particularly important. I see stairs. We may as well head over to them. Yeah, but the section's barely wide enough to fit one person. You're right. Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way eventually to the floor beneath them. Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close. Let's check out the other side too. They moved around toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said as much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up. This looks to be the steam engine room. The steam engine room? Yes, the thing that looks like a cross-section of mushroom is a boiler. Do you see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam. The same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger. I see. It doesn't appear to be running right now. The entire room is so silent as the grave. Alright, let's split up. Then all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just in time to see June collapse to her knees. Hey, what's wrong? Are you alright? He dashed towards her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her. Hey, June! It was then that he noticed. Jumpy, you're really warm. Is your fever coming back? Yes, it probably is. But I'm fine. Please don't worry about me. I just need to rest and I'll be fine. Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did. Okay, here, sit down. Careful. Junpei carried to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as if she had no longer had the strength to support it, and drew a ragged breath. Thank you. Her eyes were empty, as if she was having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clenched tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn. Ace? Santa? Yes. Right. They may not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern. Alright, let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon. She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall. Steam engine room. Okay, let's fucking do this escape room. I've got enough time before work to finish this room. I don't know if I'll have enough time to get another ending, because they have to leave a little bit earlier for checks, but I should be able to finish this room at least. As long as it doesn't take me a fucking hour. It's a square hole. Nothing in here. Ah, look at the back wall. I can see 3 small slots. Terminals for some sort of connector there, perhaps. You mean you think we're supposed to plug something in here? Perhaps. Yeah, look at that button. It's glowing orange, right? It's gotta mean something. I guess pressing it is the best way to find out if it does anything, Santa. Nothing. A huge bronze gear. This has to be important. This gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. Small door on this side of the tunnel. It's welded shut and won't open. It's a silver gear. You think it's made of pure silver? No way. Silver's way too soft to use for a gear. It's gotta be a steel or iron gear that's been coated with silver. Ugh. Shouldn't have called it a silver gear then. Shouldn't have got your hopes up. You're thinking you'd haul this thing back? Nah, but I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you? This gear is rusty, but it looks intact still. The conveyor belt runs into a sort of arched tunnel. A golden gear. It doesn't look like it was always golden like this. Well then, I imagine it was prepared especially for this game. This gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. It looks like there's a door over there in this tunnel. belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however. Man, this thing is huge. I guess a ship needs something big to power it. True, but I doubt a single boiler of this size could actually move a ship like this at any reasonable speed. You need at least 3, no 4 of these. Huh, I guess you know a lot about boats, huh? Not really. It's just common sense, you know? There are a number of these little windows along the inside of the thing. I think you're supposed to put coal in through these, but they're welded shut. I don't think we can get these open. A huge bronze gear. This has to be important. Oh, what? Oh, is it just like... Oh, it's the other side. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's... nothing in them. Look, Ace. It's some kind of snowman secret meeting. Those are just bags full of sand. You'd use them as a counterweight when you're lifting something with a pulley system. Man, you're too serious. The catwalk on the upper floor. There's a staircase here that reaches out from the catwalk to the boiler. There's a thick iron door blocking our way. You think this is? Yes. It looks like the exit. Looks like this door slides up into the ceiling. What is this? Given its placement, this must unlock the door to the left. There's a weird indentation on the top of this thing. You think that means you have to insert something here? Yes, I would imagine so. There's a bunch of wooden boxes here by the wall. I already looked through those. There's nothing there. The slider is down. It looks like Santa wants to give this one a shot. Ugh, damn it. Nothing. This thing won't budge. The 3 sliders on the left are down, but this one is up. There are a number of lines engraved in these. I suspect we are meant to do something rather specific with them. Junpei, why don't you move that slider down? Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. Nothing. Maybe something happened. Maybe it needs to be prepared somehow. You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it'd respond somehow? Yeah, I suppose that's one way of putting it. These 2 columns are different from the others. The lights are red. This is the door we came through when we entered the steam engine room. Tunnel. It goes all the way across the ship. I'd say this is probably here to move coal from place to place. It probably comes from over there. And then the belt carries it down the tunnel and out of here. So if the conveyor belt was moving, yes, the coal would almost certainly come out of here. This pillar goes up towards the ceiling. There's a small door on the side. It's welded and won't open. I do not remember what I'm supposed to do here. There's a pair of boxes here. There's nothing but sand in them. There's a pillar like this on the other side. Yeah, you're right. Oh man, Junpei, I can't believe I missed something so important. What's so important? Look at those stairs. Look at them carefully. The gap, that height, that angle. It's perfect. Perfect? Perfect for what? Whatever, just bring Clover here right now. Tell her she needs to walk up and down these stairs. Huh? Clover's not here. What the hell is he talking about? I really don't get it, but apparently these stairs are perfect for something. Number of wooden boxes to put. They're all empty. I am so confused as to what I'm supposed to do here. Am I even going to be able to finish this in time? I don't have anything picked up. I've examined just about everything I can think of. There's a barrel under the stairs. Sweet. Unfortunately, it's empty. God damn it! This has to be important. Stairs to the upper floor. They're connected to the boiler. The backside of the catwalk and pipe. I want to go up. Oh, here we go. One of the doors on the furnace. There's an A on it. There's a circular wheel in the center of the door. Alright, let's give that sucker a twist. Well, it's noisy, but it opens. And it's totally pitch black in there. We should, go in here? Alright, let's go. This looks like the door we just went into. Where are we? We must be on the other side, yes? Which would put us directly above the conveyor belt. At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate. There's a whole bunch of boxes in my way. I can't get through. Well, anyway, looks like that's the pipe. Looks like the bottom connects to the conveyor belt housing. The coal must be coming out of this pipe onto the conveyor belt. There must be a great deal of coal in that pipe. There are a number of boxes on the catwalk. I don't think we can go over there. Is there like anything? Catwalk. I can see some scaffolding over there. Oh, okay, so we can examine more stuff. Alright, let's give this wheel a spin. What? That's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Gah! Shit! It's a wheel that seems to be part of the winch. There's some pegs in the back, so it looks like they go into the holes on the winch. Good job, genius. You broke it. I didn't break it. It broke all by itself. The hand-operated winch. The wheel on it once had is now in my hand. Let's see if I can get it back on. There's a couple of posts on the back of it that looks like they fit into the holes in the winch. Damn, no good. These shafts are too small for this thing. It's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, to be honest. If that's the case, then the wheel wasn't originally part of this winch. Then that means... Let's go back through B. Let's go through C. This hand-operated winch. There's no wheel to turn. Oh yeah, I've got the wheel I pulled off the other winch, don't I? Let's see if it fits. Sweet, it's a perfect fit. Like they were made for each other. Not shaky at all. Good. I should be able to turn this now. Good work, Junpei. We should be able to haul up the wooden box now. You see the wooden box? It's under the catwalk. Can you see it? It's hanging from the rope on the winch, isn't it? Looks like there's some sort of device in the box. I'm not sure what it is. At any rate, you might as well turn that wheel now. I'm counting on you. Alright, I'll turn the wheel. What's this? What happened? This wheel only turns to the left. If it only turns to the left, that means we can't reel up that rope. Yeah, we can only let the rope down. Interesting. I don't think that'll be a problem. Cool.
Ready?
Hmm?
I leave soon.
I know. I'm aware. Oh, that's tax information from the other day. Alright, what's this? Oh, I forgot that I... How did this get here? I forgot that I worked there last year for like a small, short while. Okay, that's that. Yeah, let's focus on this though. I'll be counting on you, Junpei. Sure thing, no sweat. Okay, so we'd have to go back downstairs. I believe the box has reached the floor. Yeah. He stuck his hand out over the side of the catwalk, looked down. The box that had only recently hung just below the catwalk now sat on the floor. It had come to a rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belts. Yeah, I can take care of that too. June's down over by there. Junpei could see her still leaning against the wall as if she had barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it wasn't difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought he could see the heat rising from her body. Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he'd said what they had all been thinking. Well, of course not. She's not gonna get better right away, you know? It'll take time. He tried desperately to convince himself that's what he said it was true. What could be causing this? I wonder. Illness, perhaps? Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion. Santa's responses was confident and certain. She gets dropped into some weird-ass ship, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know? So you're saying we're abnormal? Yeah. We're just running around this room solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs. Santa snorted in disgust. A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying? Don't know. But it does seem like a possibility, you know? They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him. Okay, so we need to go back this way, go through here, go back to A, go through here, go back downstairs. Oh, over here. A wooden box. Let's see what's inside. A control panel for something. Some kind of machine. Maybe a control panel? Okay, we're gonna go over here now. Because this is done. Let's stick this in here. Maybe this hole is where the control panel goes. Oh, there's only one way to want to find out. Here you go. Dude, you did it. Everything looks alright. Okay, but what do we do now? Why don't you press the button next to it? The orange one? Yes. Alright, I'll do that. Pushing. Sweet, all sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. And, oh, I think I just heard something turn on. Oh, what's that? What happened? Junpei, look, the conveyor belt's moving. The conveyor belt? Well, I guess it's done moving now. There's still a bunch of coal on the belt, though. Looks like a bunch of it got dumped off the end of the belt into that wooden box where we found the other control panel. Cool. Coal, huh? It's the control pair. It's covered in lights. Box filled with coal. Guess there's really only one thing we can do with this stuff. There's a pair of boxes here. What do I do with this? Nothing happened when I moved the slider down. Okay, let's go back through the other side. Pipe to the conveyor belt. Let's go through B first. Nope, nothing there. What about C? I don't think I need to turn the wheel anymore. Well, what am I supposed to do? I think that's part of the ship's structure. I like that to support the hull. There's a box here. It's full of glowing embers. It's huge even for this boiler. A big here in 3 of the open areas. It's the control panel for the conveyor belt. It's covered in lights. I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. See, this feels like what I need to do, but... What am I supposed to do with this? There's only one thing to do with coal. Burn it? How am I supposed to burn it, though? I'm really confused. Oh, I don't have time to really figure out my confusion. That seems to... I seem to be done over here. But, like, it's not... I don't know... Junpei, do you really think you should be paying so much attention to the conveyor belt? I don't know what else to do. This is, like, what? This is getting stupid. I'm pretty sure I've examined everything. Nothing is moving. I literally have examined just about everything in this place. It's not... I took the coal, but it's like, what do I do with the coal? And... like, if I head up here, there's like a different angle if I go down, but like... and I can see the coals with embers on it. I'm just so confused at this point. This doesn't seem to be useful. Going to B. It's just an empty winch. Nothing seems to be helpful over here right now. Yeah, I'm confused anyways. I was hoping to finish this room before we had to go, but I'm a fucking idiot apparently. Okay, fuck this for now. I'll be back later after I go to work. Anywho, for the small people who did show up, thank you for coming, and I will be back later, probably after work, to probably sit around for another hour trying to figure out what the fuck to do with this fucking coal. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.